Good morning. Welcome to 49ers in 5, your daily update on everything happening with the team that you need to know. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. Today is Thursday, July 25th, 2024. Here's what's happening with your San Francisco 49ers. Well, it turns out Brandon Aiyuk isn't the only Niner upset with his contract. We'll get to that in a second. But first, here's what you need to know about the first real training camp practice. Brock Purdy was No, we are not doing that this year. No training camp stats. Here's what happened. Some guys look good, like Malik Mustafa and Isaac Yiadom, who, by the way, stayed outside at corner when the Niners went to the nickel. Diamador Lenore went to the slot, in case you're wondering. Leonard Floyd practiced, left the field on the first play, limped off. Eventually, he did return. Unfortunately, rookie running back Isaac Guerrero hurt his hamstring injury and did not return. That's concerning because he has had those injuries in the past. Also, Demetrius Flanagan-Foles limped off the field early on. Now, to the contract dispute. Kyle, what's the deal with Trent Williams?
It was something I knew could be a possibility. I mean, I was hoping that he would be here, but I knew it could be a possibility, and I feel pretty confident that it'll all work out in the long run, and he'll be here, and we'll get on the same page with everything. But it's just one day of practice, and I think Trent will be all right missing a few practices.
Trent Williams has no guaranteed money left in his contract. He is subject to a $50,000 a day fine, which cannot be rescinded by the team. Not that he really cares, but them's the rules. Kyle said they have been talking with Trent's representatives for a while. Interesting. I bet that'll get done quick. I wonder how Brandon Aiyuk will feel when yet another player gets the bag from the 49ers before him. Moving on now. Fred Warner, tell us how much you enjoy training camp.
It's brutal. I'll be honest, just complete honesty. It's brutal because, in order to get to where you want to go, like this part right here that we're in, it's got to suck. That's point blank, period. Like, it's got to hurt. It's got to suck. If it doesn't, that means you're not doing it hard enough. You're not doing it right, especially the way that we do it here with the 49ers. Like, it's got to be physical. You're going to be tired. And, and you do that every single day for a long period of time, and you build a callus, and you continue to strive as a group to be the best version of yourselves. And I know if we're doing that better than all the other 32 teams, then I think we're going to give ourselves the best chance to win games on Sundays.
We talked all offseason about how difficult it's going to be for the 49ers to climb that hill again, to go through that grind again. That's the kind of thing we're talking about. What Fred is saying, that's the grind. And we'll see if the Niners can make that climb one more time. I think they can. Take a listen to Brock Purdy. Brock, what's the vibe of this Niners team coming off another Super Bowl loss?
It was a heartbreak, man, losing that Super Bowl and the way we did it, the overtime, all that, and how badly we want it for this fan base and this organization, man. Like, we want it. And but coming back from, OTAs and then obviously now with camp, with having all the guys back, just the way Fred's acting, George, Juice, like these guys that have been in the league for a while, man, they're back ready, hungry. And I'm going in my year 3, so I'm hungry. But I did the same thing. I walked in, I'm like, how are these guys going to, seem or feel? And you could feel it, man. They're hungry for it, and we're ready to do it for this organization and the fan base.
All right, that's it. I'm ready. Start the games now. Let's go. We always give you one thing to read, one thing to watch, and one thing you might have missed. One thing to read on this Thursday. Mike Silver has a column in the San Francisco Chronicle about the two contract situations, Williams and Aiyuk. Silver quotes a 49ers source who basically laughs off Brandon Aiyuk's hold-in. And then Silver writes, quote, "He's going to cave. It's just a matter of when." If you want to read it, click the link in the description of this episode. One thing to watch, we have a mega podcast for you today. It's a 49ers Web Zone reunion. Al Sacco, Brian Rennick, me, Levin Black, all live together, 10 a.m. Pacific time on YouTube. Going back to our roots, Levin and I started on the 49ers Web Zone podcast. It's going to be a bunch of fun. Again, 10 a.m. Pacific time on YouTube. One thing you may have missed, Diamador Lenore is a crazy person. He was a guest on Up and Adams with Kay Adams earlier this week. And during the interview, his smoke alarm kept chirping over and over again. So Kay Adams asked him what was going on. Apparently, that has been happening for over a year. Diamador said he was playing well last year when the smoke alarm started beeping, and he didn't want to jinx anything, so he just left it like that. Beeping every 30 seconds for an entire year. And apparently it is still going. He's sleeping there, everything. He claims he doesn't even hear it anymore. That would drive me absolutely insane. That's a wrap on today's 49ers in 5. Please rate, review, and follow the Gold Standard Podcast Network wherever you get your audio podcasts. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Click the bell so you get notified every single time we go live, which is at least every single weekday for you. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday, everybody. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. We'll talk later today.